Hi, my name is Corbin Miller. Um, it's supposed to present a list of the topics that we covered for our assignment. Um, and I had a pretty extensive one, I guess you could say. Um, I ended up only covering 1.1 with row reduced echelon form. I wanted to get into rank and listing off free variables and which variables are basic and stuff like that. I started a bit too late, I will admit. So I coded up a little bit. I, I really wanted this to work for any size matrix. So I started with it. Working for any size matrix really. So here's the main method. I'm not sure if anyone else is here is in computer science. I know a couple people are in computer science, but I'll try to break it down in linear algebra terms. So this first section is kind of like the main method is what it's called. This is just it calls all of these other methods. So we create a object for this class, a scanner. We ask. All right, so we'll work through it, and we're just gonna do the basic matrix, kind of like that's what I've been testing on. I know it works. This isn't by any means perfect. I'm not going to claim it is. It's for what I wanted it for the vision that I had. It's pretty incomplete. It kind of sucks that I couldn't get it to the point where I wanted it to be. So we see in the console over here, right here, how big is your matrix? Very good. It's a 3x3. So we enter row 1, column 1, and row 1, column 2. So we're just working across, and then we're going to go down a row, work across, go down a row, work across. So we're just going to do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And it fills everything out immediately. So this part where it asks you to enter in your matrix, that part works perfectly. That can work for any size matrix you want, 2x2, 3x3, 4x4, up to whatever size you want. It just gets terribly inconvenient typing in all those values. And then the print. So here's the code for entering in the matrix. It just goes through asking and incrementing. It's in a big for loop. And then printing out. This was another big complication of mine because this was when I was trying to make it work for any size matrix. So the beginning it works seamlessly. That's the very complete part. So the print, this works. This took a while getting all this correct and the incrementations, the right values. So these are all right. It can print out any size. We may go and test it. This section is going to have an error pop up whenever we get there, but I can at least show you that you can enter in all the values and it'll print out and look good. But so next, scroll back to the top. We call how big is it? We enter in our matrix. We have to type in the size, but you get that from the question that I asked. Here, it automatically fills it in. And then you call the row reduced echelon form method, which is this guy right here. This did have a couple for loops and a couple if statements. I had to in the past 2 hours I've been making this work for a 3x3 matrix instead of a n by n matrix, I guess you could say. So it finds the column pivot. So it comes here, and it looks at this value. It determines that this isn't 0, and if this were 0, it would come down and look at this one. And if that wasn't 0, it would go down and look at this one. At least that was my goal. I might have taken that out. No, yeah, it's still in here. But I don't feel like testing it right now. I've been working on this for the past while. So it gets the column pivot, and then it gets the next value is just the value under it. And that allows you to modify the row under the pivot column. So I call modify row, then which is right here, and that so this was like my main block. This is my main chunk for modifying rows, and this was going to be the recursive one that it would work for any size and whatnot. You can kind of see I'm struggling with variables and the for loop and just getting the right values in there, but I ended up having to hard code a couple of these down here, which isn't a very honorable thing to do. But it works for a 3x3. So you do this one, it calls that, so this is printing out after we run that first one. You see that 1, 2, 3 is unchanged, and then you see 0, -3, -6, which is correct. That's if you were to do it by hand, you get the same thing. We come up here, we print the matrix. That's what I just showed you. The matrix modify row 2 is just another method that I had to modify the next row. I had been struggling with getting that all to work in one, and it wasn't working out for me. So here's, after calling that method, it prints out. That's the correct row reduction as well. And then we call modify row 3, and that's this guy. So this is grabbing this value. This is the next pivot that it grabs. And then, sorry, this is the next pivot that it grabs. And this is the next value that it grabs, in my terms. And it reduces that down to 0, 0, which is correct as well. And then reduced is another method that I had made very recently. And it's hard coded as well. It's a bit tragic. I really wanted to make all this work for any size, and I didn't give myself enough time to do that. So that just reduces it down to this guy. No, sorry, it reduces it down to this. So you have the 1 here, and the 0, so x1 equals -1, and then x2 equals 2. And that's pretty much how it works. I can show you so if we just comment this out, it won't go through any of that. And save it, and then run it. How big is your matrix? We'll do a 2x2, row 1, column 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Prints out nice. Run it again. Do 5 this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Something happened. I might have gone too fast. I'll try it again. It worked before. I might have changed something. I didn't have my number lock on. Okay. I changed my keypad halfway there. I didn't have it on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. And you can see, you can go through all these. The row goes row 1, column 1, row 1, column 2, 3, 4, 5, and row 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it prints out everything right, and it takes your values and it prints it out. It looks so nice and pretty. I just wasn't able to get to the point where I could make it work for every size. Yeah, that was my. I don't remember the exact terms for it. Also in Maple, we can come down here and look. I salvaged this from the problem set 1, but 1, 0, minus 1, 0, 1, 2 is what I got for my code as well, and that's the correct answer from Maple. And that's how I connected it to my field, I guess. I still have a ways to go in my field if it's not evident already. But there you go. That's my video project too.